Uh, hey guys, it's me again. First thing I'm gonna try to do is go find Ursula, also known as the psychopathic hitchhiker. Um, yeah, the last couple of times I tried to trigger this mission, it just didn't work. So, oops. Maybe this time it will. Yeah. But in the meantime, I have something I do want to talk about. There's this YouTuber I'm subscribed to. I forget her name, but she has an event coming up where she has this video titled, and the title is what gets me, is that are horror films transphobic? And that in itself, it might be an interesting video. I don't know. I'm always interested in stuff like that. Doing deep dives into subtext and all that stuff. But the image she used was from this classic horror film called Sleepaway Camp. It's kind of a cult hit, I guess. Anyways, in the film, spoilers. If you don't want spoilers, you're gonna have to skip this part, I guess. But there's nothing transphobic about the film unless you look at it in a different way than what it's meant to be looked at, right? In the film, two young kids are swimming at the beginning of the film when a boat kills one of them. There's a little boy and a little girl. And then fast forward so many years later to where the girl, the one who lived, is at a summer camp, and she's a serial killer. She's just straight up murdering all the other campers in like these grotesque and awful ways. She's murdering them, and you think to yourself, oh well, she saw her brother die, you know, this must be something triggered by that, you know. Well, the very end of the film you find out the truth, that everything you thought was a lie, you know. So it turns out she isn't a she at all. She's the he. The one that died was the little girl. So what had happened was the little girl died, and the mother was so distraught at losing her little girl that she forced the little boy to become the little girl. Dressed him that way, made him wear certain clothes, made him behave a certain way. So by the time we caught up with the family, so many years later, the little boy is now the little girl, against his will. Oh yes, it's triggered.
I'm lost. Can you give me a ride home, please?
Sure, okay. Come on.
Finally, a nice man. Thank you.
Finally, I triggered the mission.
View Mount Gordo by the lighthouse. It's very icy. Am I glad you came along? I was out hiking and got lost. I've been trying to flag down a car for over an hour.
Why didn't you just call someone to come pick you up?
I couldn't get a signal on my cell, and I don't really have anyone to call. Not since Mama passed. She was very hard on me. How I loved her. I have her hair in my backpack.
What?
The days get long out at that house all alone. I don't get many visitors anymore. Gardner used to come on Fridays till he got real sick and fell off that cliff. Oh, well, you know how they like to talk. But now, it's just me. Living on soup. Soup I make from old soup. Soup after soup after soup. I have to get out of there sometimes and clear my head. Those damn birds, always singing no matter how many times I poison them. Bird soup. Soup with bird. Birds with soup. Every night I think I found peace, but then morning comes and with it another fresh hell. I come up here to escape them and they're still singing, taunting me. No, the house hasn't been the same since Mama passed. Most days I just work on my project so I can be rich and have all the gentleman colors I want, like a real lady, sipping on tea on a porch, you know? I love working with rubber, burning it, tasting it. You've got shoes. You've got feet. Am I right? Hello? Clothy cloth ears. Are you listening? You've got shoes. You've got feet. Am I right?
Man, I'm not gonna say you're wrong.
But what about shoes that look like feet?
You mean toe shoes?
Yes, shoes that look like feet. That's what I just said. Shoes that look like feet. Shoes that look like feet. Feet that have shoes on them that are feet.
Cause you know you can buy those already, right?
No, you can't, Mr. Silly Pants. How can you buy them already if I haven't made them already? Dummy dum-dums. I like you. You're silly. The gardener was silly. He got sick. Folk talk.
You sure you okay?
Are you okay? This is it. Thank you. Here's my number. Will you call me sometime? I get so lonely out here all by myself. I love you.
So, it's pretty heavily implied here that Ursula is a serial killer. And I kid you not, there was one time when I was doing the taxi missions, or just being a taxi driver, which is one of my favorite things to do in this game. I ended up dropping a guy off outside of her house. I'm like, well, that's not gonna last long. She'll kill him before the night's over, you know. But getting back to what I was talking about was about sleepaway camp, right? So, the main plot of the story is that the little boy was forced to become a little girl against his will. And he had an identity forced upon him by someone who was in power, that had power over him. So I think that's 100% not transphobic. If anything, I feel like that's... There it is. But that's gotta be kind of how trans people feel about the whole thing, you know? Unless you want to look at it like trans person is a serial killer equals bad, and yeah, you can look at it that way if you want to, but I don't think that's the case. Like I said, if anything, if I were trans, I think I would be able to relate to the movie, because the person went crazy because he was having an identity forced upon him. Just like a lot of trans people that I know are kinda really pissed because they're having an identity forced upon them that they don't want. So it's like the ultimate trans movie, you know? You could look at like any number of films and call them transphobic, I guess. But I feel like that's the one you shouldn't, because it gets the struggle, you know, and it pretty accurately captures it on film. That's my thoughts on it anyway. But I'm gonna go become a taxi driver for a bit. I guess I have another thing I could talk about. One moment. While I check my time. Okay. Is that, I guess, in some regards, I have some unpopular opinions about games, right? I can talk about those, I guess, so I'm gonna do that. One of the most unpopular opinions I have about modern gaming is the sacrifice that people make to do online games, right? In my experience, online games tend to lack a lot of things, you know, couch co-op or single player games have, right? There's usually next to no story, no plot, no narrative driven anything. Open world online games tend to lag, like cars would pop up, shitballs. Let's just turn around. There we go. And I tend to lag, and it's like, I feel like a lot of people that play online games are willing to sacrifice absolutely anything. Graphics, load times, story, decent missions, just for the ability to say that they're playing online. That's just something I'm not willing to do. And there's tons of like surface level shooters that existed in the mainstream, but online it tends to you know, be the majority. Like Fortnite. Sorry. Well, oh, shoot, I should park in there. I'll take this one. Ugh.
Let me know if you got a pickup for me.
Yeah, call just came in. It's up on your GPS now?
Yeah, I got that.
But yeah, it just feels like they're willing to sacrifice absolutely anything to just play an online game, you know? And that's not something I want to do, but I got a lot of friends that, I got at least one friend that just, Chariot guy, that just absolutely adores online gaming. And he's moved from doing these single player campaign type games that he liked a lot to just playing online only now. He only plays online only games. He recently, well not recently, about, well, he pre-ordered Fallout 76. And you know, it's his money, he can do what he wants, but I knew that was going to be a bad investment. He did the same thing with No Man's Sky. He's pumped at least $300 into Fortnite season passes and stuff like that. And he consistently, and this wouldn't be an issue with me, but he consistently wants me to play games the way he plays games, online only. And that's just not me, man. When I bought Grand Theft Auto here, this copy, I knew I would never do the online part of it. I even have the premium online edition, which was on sale. I ended up seeing it before I saw just the regular copy, so I just got the premium online edition for 15 bucks. Starts me off with $1 million, a couple of places like a motorcycle club and things like that. And I've just never once, you know, even tried to online fund this. I did once a long time ago for PlayStation 3. I tried the online and I hated it. I bet I would hate it just as much now. I prefer not being online. There's very few online games I actually like. One of them is what's it called? The Friday the 13th game. After doing all the single player stuff I possibly could, I went and started playing online. I actually liked it. I think I liked Left 4 Dead also online, because that was like one of the only ways you could play as like the monsters.
Thanks a lot, man. Good work.
You're welcome.
I'm open for a pickup.
Got your cancels on me, so there's a job offer right now.
Excuse me.
You can get that one to me.
Oh, I'm facing the wrong way again. You know,
Looks like you're close.
but that's probably one of my most unpopular gaming opinions.
I've got places to goddamn go.
Good lord, he didn't look like a meth head for half a second. But that's, like I said, that's probably the number one unpopular gaming opinion I have. I guess the second one is I tend to not like survival games. Right? Like, I didn't mind Minecraft because, one, you can play in just creative mode if you wanted to, and secondly, it's a great couch co-op game if you wanted to play it like for real, not creative. But like if you wanted to play it, you know, with survival elements on, monsters on, it actually became kind of fun, you know. But I think what happens a lot in the gaming industry is that something gets popular, like Minecraft, and then you have a ton of other survival games. Something gets popular like Fortnite, and you have a ton of other battle royale games, and it's just, And you can tell when a trend's gonna happen when a game gets big and people are playing it a lot. Yeah, right. But I never look to the masses for good content, right? Like, I think the most played game, don't quote me on this, I don't know, but I believe the most played game of 2018 was probably Fortnite. Just because that's what everyone played. And I even tried to play it and I hated it. I do not like surface level shooters. It's not my cup of tea. Right? There's no lore. I mean, not really. There's no story. There's nothing to give a shit about. There's just rounds where, oh, you almost won, or oh, you did win. And then another round, and then another round, and then another round. Repetitive nonsense. Just really did not. Yeah. But yeah, just I hated it. I hated the experience of it, and then I knew it was gonna catch on because it's so simplistic. But I think the highest grossing horror film of all time is Medea's Boo Halloween. So that kind of goes to show you what the public mass considers to be good stuff, you know. They think Fortnite's good stuff. They think Medea Boo Halloween's good stuff. So no, I'll never ask the mass majority, hey, what's the best thing? You know, because they don't fucking know. I'm not saying I know better, but I like narrative-driven games. I like open-world games. Oh, that's another thing. When they make one good open-world game, you better believe there's gonna be like 20 that, or 10, 15 that suck. But I really like open-world games, anyways. But I do not like surface-level shooters. Point A, point B, go here, go there. Shoot here, shoot there. You know, like. I like the Wolfenstein games, the new ones, and I even liked Wolfenstein 3D for the Xbox 360 just because of how it let me do things, right? You could tell it wanted you to do things a certain way, but you could beat the game by hiding in one spot. Missed my turn. You could beat the game by hiding in one spot and sniping everybody. So I ended up putting all my money and all my resources into like I think a carbine rifle with an advanced scope, and I could oh, that's a big ass boar. Now I know I'm facing in the right direction.
Any jobs I can pick up?
Copy that.
I got it.
So I put all my money into the carbine rifle of the game, in the game, for Wolfenstein 3D for the Xbox 360. I think it might have been also on PS3, I don't know. And, well, I was able to pretty much decimate the entire game with just the carbine rifle. Of course, when the bigger enemies showed up, that's when you gotta pull out the high technology weapons that the game gives you, but I only used them at the very end of the game. Up until then, I just took everybody out with very precise headshots, and it was super fun to do that. Then recently I downloaded a copy of, I think, Rainbow Six Siege something. Didn't like it. It was very surface level. There wasn't a lot of lore, wasn't a lot of interesting stuff happening. Just bare bones bullshit, in my opinion. And again, this is why it's an unpopular opinion. It's because I know a lot of people really like those surface level shooters, you know, and they'd argue that they're not even surface level shooters. I had many an argument with people telling me Fortnite's full of this rich lore. I was like, no, it's not. I'm not facing the right direction.
Anything going, dispatch?
Come on, right direction.
I'm on it.
Yeah, right direction.
Okay, how you doing? You're not far away.
But I just, oh god, I hit something. I can't stand games like that. They're very dull to me, and I get bored easily with them. Oh, that rude ass motherfucker. But I just can't stand him. And I guess another unpopular opinion of mine is my opinions about the Xbox One. I know a lot of people like him. I got friends that like him. In fact, I've got 1, 2, 3 friends that are Xbox One only. They love them. But I ended up hating them, right? Because it was once upon a time I didn't have high-speed internet. Once upon a time I just wanted a console that would work good, so I ended up trading around a bit, and I ended up with an Xbox One, a next-gen console for the first time. And I hated it so much that I ended up trading that Xbox One to my neighbor for an Xbox 360. And I had a better time with the Xbox 360. Now I'm not gonna lie, I recently got my hands on an Xbox One, and they've improved a lot of things about it. But that base launch when they first came out was just the UI was awful. The fact that like I couldn't see my achievements unless I was online, that was bad. And another one, I hated everything about it. I traded it off instantly. Like I kept it for like long enough to beat Grand Theft Auto 5 on it, and then I got rid of it. This is a bumpy road, man. But I ended up trading it off for a 360, if you can believe that. And then finally, I ended up trading that Xbox 360 to a PS4. It had a lot of games with it, which is why I think the person traded with me. And I love the PS4's UI. I love the fact that I didn't have to be online to do a large portion of the things correctly. You know? So I was very happy with the PS4. And I still have a PS4, but not the same one. But I still have a PS4. That's the one I'm recording on right now. But I guess that's another unpopular opinion of mine, is that originally I didn't love the Xbox One. It's grown on me though. Oh, that little bitch. Oh, he thinks he's gonna get away. And get that money, man. I should shoot him. Is he dead? I guess so. Remember, when the cops are on you and you only have a couple stars, head for the hills. They'll never find you. And right here. I guess maybe my unpopular opinions aren't that unpopular. I know there's probably a huge subsection of people that are getting real tired of these surface level shooters being all the craze, right? I know a lot of people that are tired of Fortnite. I know a lot of people that are tired of PUBG. I know a lot of people that are tired of the Call of Duties and stuff like that. But at the same time, they sell a lot of they make a lot of sales, you know. How close is he to me? Not that close. There's a road up there? What? No, that must be like a underground thing. Oh, okay.
Hey, what you got, dispatch?
This is dispatch. I got a job going right now.
Sure, I can take that.
Oh, it's right over there.
Thanks, Travis. Location should be up on GPS.
But, oh, another unpopular opinion of mine is that I actually like the way... God, that's loud. The hell is that? Is that a train? Must be. So another unpopular opinion of mine is that I actually like the way Rockstar does its games. There's this video I saw that said like Rockstar games are outdated, I guess. Is that the guy? Hop in, dude.
Let's get this chariot.
I actually like the way they do it, right? Like, they give you the argument was that, they worry too much about cinematics instead of giving player freedom of how to do things, right? But when you care about the story, you know, of the game, me personally, when I care about a story that the game is trying to tell, I end up not really caring that they sacrifice a bit here and there to actually tell that story. But I can link you, I've been doing links in the bottom, in the description, and I can definitely link a video that describes all the things that are wrong with the way that Rockstar does its games. But I like it. I recently beat Bully. Really like that game. I plan on buying, like before when I played a Rockstar game, I would never. It's a coyote, man. Calm down. Is that like back in the day when I put in a Rockstar game, like it was always San Andreas. I never cared about the story. I would just run around, steal cars, blow things up, cause as much chaos as I possibly could, have a good time, and then hop off the game. You know, like I would just do that, you know. But then there's you know, games that I did play back then. Like I cared about the story back then. Nope, not doing that. There we go. This doesn't even look like a road. Like I played Spider-Man 2 and I got really into the story and how to play it back then. The swinging mechanics were awesome. I loved them. They made Spider-Man 3 into a game. That wasn't fun. I got about... God, I hit something. I swear it sounds like I did. Yeah, Spider-Man 3 was a bad game. I didn't like it. But no, back then I've never played a Rockstar game for the story. And I even played Port 4 a little bit. I ended up hating it because the driving on that one was just so sloppy. The way the cars can turn, it wasn't precise. It felt kind of floaty. And so I ended up like knowing, I knew that it would, the driving would be a large portion of the game, you know? So I never continued it because I knew that I'd be end up hating the majority of the game, especially the driving missions. What the fuck? Knock him out real quiet like. Got him. Call me a tap dancer.
I'm open for a pickup.
Yeah, calls just came in. Up on ETN?
You can get that one to me.
I'm waiting for this guy to chime back in.
Roger that. I'm sending you the location now.
Alright. But no, I was into the story of Grand Theft Auto 4. I loved Nico Bellic. And like I read in a magazine somewhere that, do you? But I read in a magazine somewhere that like it rivaled, the story of that game rivaled like big Hollywood blockbuster stories, like Martin Scorsese level storytelling was in that game apparently. But the driving was so bad that I just dropped out of that game altogether. But I do plan at some point, especially when I have the Xbox One nearby, to retry, you know, Grand Theft Auto 4. And another one I'm going to do is I think it's 15 bucks in the PlayStation Store. You can pick up a copy of San Andreas.
Anything going, dispatch?
I gotta pick up that phone from you. Send you the address now.
I'm on it.
Oh, he's close.
Copy
But
that. Should only be a block away.
Stop that, Terry! Let's get this, Terry! Oh,
But no, I definitely plan on picking up a copy of San Andreas soon, because that's the one I can get sooner. It's just 15 bucks. It's supposed to be a really, really fun game. Like I said, I had it back for the original Xbox, but I never... The hell kind of road is this? This is weird. Why is it making me go off road for this?
what the fuck, man? You hit him!
I hit a dog, oh my god. It didn't move, so... Whose fault was it really? Mine still, I bet. We'll never know, and I'll never be charged. But I do plan on giving the story a shot on that game, because I never did. Again, I just used it for mayhem. Oh, I gotta go up this dirt road now. Like, I love that the PlayStation Store has so many PlayStation 2 games on it. Like, I bought, what was it, Ape Escape 2. I bought Psychonauts. There's so many great games on there, man. But I really want to give San Andreas a legitimate shot, because I played Bully. And then after I played Bully, I beat Grand Theft Auto 5 for the 20th time. So I want to give, you know... Sorry, I yawned. I want to give San Andreas a legitimate shot. I think it might be a really fun game. But going back to unpopular opinions, I really, really, really legitimately hate online games. I do not enjoy them in the slightest. Like I said, there's only one I could think of online experience that I actually liked. No, two online experiences I actually liked. And one was Friday the 13th, the game. I really liked that one. I love getting chased by Jason more than I like being Jason. You know? And I really, really enjoyed... Oh god, was that Coyote? I hope so.
Stop dancing with the devil, sellout!
Same thing. Motherfucker. I'll get him. I gotta be quiet. Got him. One of the things I've been noticing about my videos is that they tend to be a little Oh, did he run him over? Oh. That's something I kind of hate about this game, is that the dead bodies don't stay where you leave them. The minute they're off camera, they disappear. I am.
Oh yeah, I'll take that one.
I finally got Ursula, fellas. The psycho hitchhiker. But yeah, I legitimately do not like online games for the most part. And I do not like surface level shooters. Like, I think the last Call of Duty game I played that I liked was on Xbox 360, and it was like, I think Modern Warfare or something like that. No, World at War. It's like old school back in World War II times. Nailed it. And I like that one. I like the covering and the shooting mechanics of that one. And there was kind of an interesting story, but for the most part, I don't like those games. Do not like Call of Duty, do not like Battlefield. I didn't even like Medal of Honor back in the day. You know? I didn't like any of them. And I hate it even more when there's an online aspect to it, because I just looked through the times, you know, and I tried playing RuneScape. It looked shitty. Even back then. For the graphics back then, that when I first played, I think the highest level graphics was the Xbox 360. Even back then, the graphics looked ass. And not in a fun retro 16-bit way, but in a awful pixelated garbage looking way. I hated it. But all my friends were loving it, and they were loving it for one reason and one reason only. It wasn't the graphics, it wasn't the impressive story, it wasn't the cool gameplay mechanics. It was the fact, we're online. Online must be good. No. Online, to be good, has to have a few other qualifiers, okay? Oh, you. Okay, hop in. But no, yeah, just being online, the virtue of being online does not equal good, you know? Not at all. We're going a far away, I guess, with this guy. But yeah, not my cup of tea. Everyone else's cup of tea, obviously. Everyone loves online games. They're the biggest thing ever now. But, no, that being said, I do like some online games. Like, if you can turn a couch co-op game into a cool online experience for me, then that's great. Like, I played Gears of War with someone from Canada, which was awesome. Me and this girl, I can't remember her name. Probably shouldn't say her name, to be honest with you. Me and her, we played Gears of War, the entire campaign together. Me in my living room, or my bedroom, in the middle of nowhere, and her in the middle of Canada, I guess. In the middle, I don't know. That was fun. But the majority of online games aren't like that. They're not designed to be a couch co-op. They're designed to shove as many players into a small condensed map as possible. And yes, I've seen the map of Battlefield 1, and comparatively it's kind of teeny, you know, and barren and ugly. Not a lot there, not a lot going on. And I know the counter argument is, yeah, well, the gameplay mechanics is what saves it. You point and click, man. That's it. You point your rifle and you shoot. Point and shoot, that's it. You do that same thing in every other shooter, so the gameplay mechanics of that game aren't special. There's nothing special about that game. It's all awful. And if you disagree, that's fine. You know, this is an unpopular opinion, I'm willing to admit. Shut up. You better give me a tip. I'm whacking your ass.
Appreciate it.
Thanks. Am I facing the right direction?
Hey, what you got, dispatch?
Perfect timing. I got a customer for you right now.
I got it.
Oh, I was not facing the right direction.
Good. Looks like you're close.
I need a taxi. I've got places to goddamn go.
Okay. But no, just the simplicity of the game, I don't like it. It's not fun for me. And I get that it's fun for other people, but it's not fun for me, you know? So I don't have to like it, and I get that's an unpopular opinion that I don't like it. You know? But that's probably my main unpopular opinion. I'm trying to think of another. I don't like fighting games. Yeah, I said it. Street Fighter, all those games like that, I don't like them. Well, I guess that's not so unpopular, you know. It's a very niche market, so that's not that unpopular of an opinion. I gotta drop this guy off. I'm gonna look at my time. So much time I got left.
By the way, you're a douchebag.
Look out the way.
Where's the money at? Got him. Did he rip my door off? He ripped a door off. What's this? He's not gonna be in the camera. Oh, he's still there. Well, I'm gonna get him out of the camera and move forward. Oh, he's still there. I guess it only happens
I'm
sometimes.
gonna go for a pickup.
Copy that. I've got someone for you.
Sure, I can take that.
Roger that. I'm sending you the location now.
Let's go. Wait, I gotta look at my time. Oh, this is gonna be the last guy I pick up. And I'm gonna go repair the taxi and drop it off. Got a lot off my chest today, I felt like. I just don't like surface level shooters, and I get some people like them. Also, yeah, I was talking about I don't like survival games. I went completely off topic. Damn it. I don't like survival games, right? Like Ark Survival Evolved, Rust, H1Z1. Don't like them. Don't like the fact that I have to stay fed, you know? Do not like them. Again, I guess that's... I'm coming.
Let's go, please.
Oh, she's very pushy. You know what? I'm just gonna do this. Yeah. I guess that's not an unpopular opinion, right? They're not super popular anyways. But no, I don't care for them greatly. I like Minecraft. But 7 Days to Die, that game looks like complete trash to me. It doesn't look good. It has like honestly, I've only seen a couple people playing it, but it looks like the same kind of graphics that N64 would put out. It looks bad. Like, if I was gonna play a survival game that was like that, I would much rather play Minecraft or I don't know, State of Decay or something like that. Thank you. You're welcome. Let's get to my repair. Damn map. Okay. Gonna go repair this taxi and drop it off. Seven Days to Die does not look like a good or fun game for me at all. Like I said, I like story-based games. I like cinematic games. I like narrative-driven games. Like some of my favorite games to come out recently would be probably like the Life is Strange type games, you know? I love those. I'm a cinematic type of guy, I guess. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about ER. The guy PewDiePie shouted out that turned out to be, you know, like maybe a Nazi. Recently I saw a video declaring where this guy was essentially standing up for ER, saying that no, ER isn't a Nazi, isn't a racist, isn't this or that. He's just an edgelord, right? He makes edgy little jokes, right? But there's been some proof to the contrary, right? Where ER has went on forums before and saying stuff like one of the ways to get people to be. Would you shut the fuck up? I'm not picking anybody up. I'm retiring or stopping for the night. But that, like, he posted on a forum or somewhere like that he was actually, yes, he had very Nazi principles. He's very sexist. He's very, oh fuck me, very racist. And that he was telling people how to make other people more racist, right? And it wasn't a joke. He's being serious. He's being legitimate. He said something like using humor as a way to brainwash people into being Nazis or something like that. I'll link as much evidence to that as I possibly can below.
Call just came in. Who wants to do a pickup right now?
Not me. Quit asking.
What's wrong with her now?
But like he was using like how to use humor to, you know, persuade or make people unconsciously think less of minorities, right? And he's like, one of those quotes was like, keep telling the in quotation jokes until the proof actually lands and they start thinking a certain way, right? So as long as you're okay with quote unquote jokes, then you'll be okay with you know, all the Nazi shit, right? But like PewDiePie, man, he just can't help himself, can he? He did apologize and he did edit the video to remove ER. But like, if you watch his Death Note review, any of them, you'll wonder what PewDiePie saw in them. You know, like, he does this review of the Netflix Death Note movie, which, surprise, surprise, so controversial he didn't like it. No one fucking liked it. It's not controversial that you don't like it. It is controversial that I like it. I liked it. I thought it was a new direction, right? I love it when they adapt something or remake something and they take it in a different direction, you know? I think that's one of the ways that one of the main ways to remake a movie is to do something different. Like the Evil Dead movie went the complete opposite direction of the original Evil Dead movie. Not me, god damn it, fuck off. But the Evil Dead remake went completely opposite of how the original went, right? They took a more serious approach instead of a more comical approach. And I thought that served it well, because now there's two versions of that story, both of them completely different, right? And there's two versions of Death Note, both of them completely different from one another. And that's not a bad thing. I don't think so anyways. Let's see, can I park over here? Yeah, I'll do that. Fuck. Alright. Oh, let's steal this car. Gonna go home. But no, like, I don't hate the movie. Unpopular opinion. I don't hate Death Note. Netflix adaptation. Although it is a pretty funny meme that I see on Twitter from time to time. But no, ER, there is something wrong with the guy. If you watch his Death Note review, he's incredibly sexist in it. Some of the stuff barely borders on jokes, you know? A lot of them aren't jokes. And the fact that PewDiePie watched them and went, yeah, I'll share that. A little weird. That's all I'll say, a little weird. He probably just perused it maybe, but still. The fact that there's a guy out there like saying, no, he's not, you know, a Nazi sympathizer. No, he's not trying to convince people to hate minorities. He's just telling edgy jokes. That's kind of bullshit, because it's been proven that, well, I'm not giving a shit about the thief. I'm going home. Thief can escape if he wants to. But yeah, it's just ridiculous, you know. This guy out there defending ER of all people, E:R, or it's how he likes to be pronounced, ER. But no, yeah, I'll link everything down below like I always do. I'm actually going to toy with a new way of uploading this one, perhaps. Well, I'm not parking here. No, I'm parking over here. On the hill. Alright, gonna go home. Guess I'm gonna wrap this video up here, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm gonna save. Okay. See you guys next time.